She walked into the clinic expecting nothing more than a routine check. But when the SEAL Admiral saw the scars she'd spent her life hiding, scars no civilian should have survived, he stood up so fast his chair slammed into the wall. "Why are you here?" he demanded. And the question wasn't medical. It was a warning and a recognition. Because her scars weren't from an accident. They were from training. The kind no child should ever remember. Mara Keene hated waiting rooms. Not because of the antiseptic smell or the fluorescent lighting, but because of the quiet. Quiet gave her memories too much room to breathe. She sat hunched in a plastic chair, sleeves tugged low, eyes fixed on the floor tiles as if they could steady her. Just a routine physical, she told herself. A formality for her new job at the research lab. Nothing strange, nothing triggering, just blood pressure, vitals, done. "Ms. Keene?" A nurse smiled warmly. "You're with Admiral Lawson today." Mara blinked. "Admiral?" "He volunteers here for veteran outreach. Certified medical backgrounds, impressive record." The nurse laughed lightly. "You're in good hands." Mara stiffened. Military meant observant. Observant meant questions. Questions meant danger. But backing out would look suspicious, so she followed the nurse into exam room 4. The man waiting for her was built like a granite cliff, late 50s, crisp uniform pants paired with a medical coat that didn't quite disguise the military bearing. Admiral Nathan Lawson. A legend among SEALs. He turned, and his eyes, steel blue, assessing, softened just a fraction. "Welcome, Ms. Keene. Let's get you cleared." His voice was calm, almost gentle. It made her nervous. The exam began normally. Heart rate. Reflexes. Breath sounds. He spoke little, but he watched, really watched. Not with suspicion, but with recognition she didn't yet understand. "All right," he said after a moment, "I'll check your shoulder mobility. You can roll your sleeve up." Panic shot through her. "No," she said too quickly. "It's fine. It's old. Just leave it." He paused, brows lowering. "Ms. Keene. I need to assess it properly." Her pulse thundered. But refusing outright was worse. Hands trembling, she pushed the sleeve up. The room shifted. Lawson froze, not with shock, but with grim certainty. The scars were pale now, but unmistakable. Thin, patterned lines across her deltoid, straight and parallel, each the precise width of a steel cable. Marks left by a restraint system used in only one place she knew of. And she'd sworn no one else did. The Admiral stepped forward, voice suddenly low and hard. "Why are you here?" The question hit her like a blow. Not where, not how, but why. He knew something. I just came for a physical," she whispered. "No," he said softly, eyes locked on hers. "You came because you think you're free. But these scars." His fingers hovered above but never touched. "I've only ever seen them on one kind of operative." Her breath caught. Her lungs refused air. "What operative?" she croaked. He held her gaze, voice a razor's edge of truth. The kind trained before they knew their own name. Her knees buckled, and for the first time since she was 16, Mara felt truly seen. Not as a patient. Not as a civilian. But as someone who was never meant to escape. And the Admiral, instead of calling security, closed the exam room door gently, locking it from the inside. "Mara," he said, "you're in danger. But not from me. Tell me what you remember." She shook her head violently. "I don't remember anything." He exhaled. "Then we'll start with what I know." For the first time, Mara didn't run. She listened. Chapter 2: The Truth That Should Have Stayed Buried. Admiral Lawson paced once before stopping in front of her, close enough to protect, far enough not to threaten. "There was a program," he began. "Classified, illegal, shut down before the public ever knew it existed." Mara's stomach twisted. Her earliest memory was waking up in a dormitory with no windows. It took children, Lawson continued quietly. Ones no one would miss. Ones with certain reflex patterns, cognitive markers, or trauma histories. She felt chills race along her spine. Every word was a key unlocking doors she'd barricaded years ago. They trained them for operations no adult could ethically be ordered to do, Lawson said. Fast, small, silent. Human ghosts. Mara's hands shook so badly she dug her nails into her palms to hide it. I don't remember faces, she said. Just sounds. Metal doors. Commands. And pain. Lawson nodded. That's consistent. Their protocol relied on controlled amnesia. Psychological suppression. So I was. She swallowed. Part of them? More than part, he said. You were one of the highest performing trainees they ever documented. The room tilted. She gripped the examination table to stay upright. But the program ended, he added. Someone leaked evidence. There was a raid. Only a few children were recovered. The rest vanished. He looked her directly in the eyes. And now one of them just walked into my clinic. Mara's breath hitched. Why didn't you report me? His jaw clenched. Because I've spent 20 years trying to expose what happened to you. And because I believe you're still being hunted. Her pulse spiked. Hunted? By who? By the remnants of the program, the ones who weren't arrested. They wanted their assets back then. They'll want them even more now. And those scars. He pointed gently. They're an identifier. A serial signature. If I recognized them, others could too. Her legs gave out, and Lawson caught her before she hit the ground, steadying her shoulders with surprising gentleness. Hey, he murmured. It's all right. You're safe here. No, she whispered. No one is safe around me. Mara, he said firmly, don't run from this. Run toward the truth. Let me help you. She stared at him, this stranger who somehow understood the parts of her she'd buried the deepest. What do I do now? She asked, voice barely audible. His answer was immediate. You stay visible. You stay with me. And we find the others who escaped, because you're not the only one still alive. Her heart pounded. Others. Others like her. For the first time in her life, Mara felt a spark, small, fragile, but real. Hope. Lawson opened the door and gestured her out. Come on, he said. Your life starts now. Mara stepped forward, shoulders squared despite the fear twisting inside her. This wasn't a routine check anymore. This was the beginning of a reckoning. And she was done hiding.